Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Health Show today. Today I need you to pay close attention to our subject matter. We'll be talking about fake drugs. In a country with staggering healthcare system and high poverty rates, fake drugs is not in news. It is no surprise that the majority of people suffer from one sickness or another. Now, these people rely either on medications they can afford or they resort to traditional medications. Now, generally, people all over the world rely on medication for a number of things. It could be managing a sickness or treating a life-threatening disease. However, vulnerable people and people in rural areas are most likely prone to the sale of fake drugs and wrong prescription. Now, this is not to dispute the fact that people unknowingly consume fake drugs every day, even in well-developed countries and well-regulated healthcare centers in urban areas. Now, in a developing country like Nigeria, the odds are more against the poor and vulnerable. Now, fake drugs, counterfeit medicines, or substandard drugs are packaged to look identical to the original. Most of the time, they can easily pass as the original and will take a keen eye to notice. They are manufactured to look like legitimate brand name medicines, but will contain little to none of the active ingredients on the label. And in some cases, these fake drugs won't provide the needed therapeutic value, as they either lack little to none of the active ingredients. Now, Dr. Dora Akoyinle, the then NAFDAC DG, said in an old interview, she said, and I quote, "Some of these fake drugs contain nothing. Some of them contain chalk, milk in capsules, and some of them contain little of the active ingredient." She continues, "The fakers are very smart. They know, for instance, that a drug like chloroquine is bitter, and that if they don't put a little chloroquine in their fake chloroquine, people will notice that it is not chloroquine. So instead of the 200 milligram chloroquine that should be in a tablet, they will put 41 milligram or 40, as the case may be, in order for them to get a bitter taste." Now, some fake medicines have been found to contain milk, powder, mercury, and rat poison. Now, just imagine unknowingly consuming such medication. It is no wonder that fake drugs kill about 500,000 persons in sub-Saharan Africa every year, while as many as 270,000 deaths per year is said to be linked to falsified substandard anti-malaria drug. It is quite sad and alarming. Imagine watching your little one crying from discomfort of malaria, a disease known to be capable of claiming that child's life. Now you rush to the pharmacy or the local drugstore to purchase an anti-malaria medicine in the hopes of curing that child. Many times the pharmacists are unaware of that the medication is fake. Now imagine the pain of losing that child because the drug you purchased was a counterfeit. Now this is the case of many children in Nigeria yearly. According to NAFDAC, 15% of drugs in circulation in the country are substandard, and despite the fact against these fake drugs, the manufacturing and distribution of counterfeit and substandard medicines is still booming. Now, for the sake of this video, I will classify fake drugs into two classes. Class A, drugs that are blatantly fake, that is, are either compounded with lower concentration or rat poison or milk, which is very evil to do. Then class B, drugs that are imported or manufactured in Nigeria and are not registered by NAFDAC. Now, just recently, the Nigeria Customs Service seized about 1.7 billion worth of fake drugs in Oyo State. Now, the area controller, Mr. Ben Oramalugo, said the command intercepted fake pharmaceuticals comprising of augmentin tablets, ampiclos, and amoxicillin capsules concealed in 53 packs with a duty-paid value of 1.7 billion. Now, the class of drugs seized here are mostly class B drugs. Now, importers are supposed to register all medications with NAFDAC as soon as they come in, but some importers do not want to do this for reasons best known to them. Now, maybe they try to avoid black devil because they think black devil works in NAFDAC, but that is not the case. Now, so when NAFDAC sees these products, they seize them and classify them as fake. Now, they are fake in the sense that they are not registered with the agency that needs to register them. Now, the primary countries for which these Class B drugs are imported include China, India, Hong Kong, Iraq, Iran, and Singapore. Now, for Class A drug, it is inherently evil, and they are mostly produced here in the country. Sadly, some local factories have been spotted in Nigeria where mass production of fake drugs happened, and that was the legacy fight of Dora Akoyinle before she died. It is also important to note that some of the deadly side effects of consuming counterfeit drugs are far-reaching. Now, development of resistance is also part of it. There is also death and treatment failure. Now, there's also increased out-of-pocket expenditure, increased burden on the already overburdened healthcare system. There is loss of confidence in the healthcare system. However, there have been some improvement in the fight against illegal drug distribution in West Africa. Now, one tech firm, Sprozil, introduced a simple scratch card sticker. These stickers are attached to the packs of the drugs and can be scratched by customers to confirm the authenticity of the drug. Now, you send the code to the company via SMS and they check it against their own database and send a positive or negative response back to you in a short while. Now, this method has helped many pharmaceutical in the joint fight against substandard and fake drugs in the country. But trust me, there are some companies that make these crash cards. They make them now for companies who make fake drugs. So you say that even with this crash card, the issue still persists. People are still dying from the consumption of fake drugs. And this is a result of corruption for those who are supposed to regulate fake drugs. fake drug manufacturer. Now, there's a lot of work to be done. We all know that. There's little to no transparency in the Nigerian healthcare system to fight against this illegal and evil acts of fake drug production. Now, the sentence given to people who are caught is really very light. This can easily sense the stench of corruption that has eaten deep into the system. Now, you have to understand that the fake drug industry is a billion-dollar industry worldwide, and greedy people are going to kill to get their own share of it. So the best we can do as individuals is to be careful where we get our medications. Yes, you also have to ensure the pharmacy gets the drug from the right source. Now, because the pharmacist can be supplied by a fake drug peddler and then you buy it. So everyone has to ensure that they are doing the right thing. So please do not be scared to engage your pharmacist anytime you want to or anytime you have a suspicion about a drug. Don't take any chances where you notice that something is off, be it expired or there's a little default. It has been known that people who fake different products are quite very careless, and it's very, very easy for you to detect the difference if you pay attention. For example, you can see some of the fake products that are displayed on the screen, and now they are spelled wrongly. So you can look carefully at the pack of drug that you're buying and check for misspellings on the name and check for any that is slightly open, rough, or dirty package and reject it. Now you have a right to reject it. Now if the person is rude, you kindly walk away and check for your drug elsewhere. Now if the product is something that you have used before, try to match the pack with the new one that you're purchasing. Take a photograph of the one that you're using for future reference when you get to need another one. Tablets, for instance, may be blister pack. Make sure that the blisters have not been tampered with and that the seal hasn't been broken. And the blisters must all look the same and possess an expiry date on the name of the product. The scratch card stickers on most of these drugs are not for design. Scratch them and send them the code, even if you know that they are already fake scratch cards already. So you can ask your pharmacist or any pharmacy staff to help you with that process if you don't know how to do it right. Avoid buying drugs from those men who sell them in buses and hawk medication. This is very common in some major cities. All those 21 drugs that can cure AIDS, can cure syphilis, can cure hepatitis. Avoid kiosks, roadside chemists, and that are not registered with the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria. Ensure you speak to the pharmacist or you ask for a pharmacist before you purchase any prescription drug. So with these few points, I believe that you'll be able to help yourself overcome the issue of fake drugs that is already pervading our society today. So thank you for staying tuned to the end of this video. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye for now.